Hey film fans, I'm Jack Benner and welcome to my review of Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is a World War II drama that came out in 2016, directed by Mel Gibson, and stars Andrew Garfield, Sam Worthington, Teresa Palmer, Hugo Weaving, and Vince Vaughn. This is the true story of Desmond Doss, played by Andrew Garfield, a religious man who joined the army but didn't want to touch a gun or take a life. He wanted to save lives instead as a combat medic, and he is trying to convince everyone he is not a coward, leading to the Battle of Okinawa. I was looking forward to this film back in 2016 because I love Mel Gibson as a director. Braveheart is absolutely fantastic, The Passion of the Christ is good, haven't seen Apocalypto, and this was him coming back as a director after a 10-year break after Apocalypto. This movie just wowed me back in 2016, and I still love this movie to this day. Hacksaw Ridge is a fantastic movie. First, Mel Gibson did an excellent job directing this movie and came back as a director in a big way. I can tell this was a story he was passionate about and told it in the best way possible. A beautifully shot film, the musical score is amazing, the top-notch production design and costume design, but most of all, the war sequences are absolutely phenomenal. They are absolutely brutal, that gets you glued to the screen and you can't look away. Gibson holds absolutely nothing back when showing the brutality of the war scenes, the fast-paced editing, and the incredible sound design. And Gibson wanted to show the horrors and brutalities of the battle in Okinawa in a realistic way that's not Hollywoodized. The performances all around are amazing. Andrew Garfield gives his career best performance since The Social Network, and this was definitely the role he needed after the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which, not really his fault, definitely not. It was just the scripts of those movies that were mediocre. But here, he does an absolutely fantastic job as Desmond Doss. His accent worked well to me, he pulled off the likability and sympathy of this character. Garfield did an amazing job acting in the war scenes and the dramatic scenes. In my opinion, he should have won the Oscar for Best Actor. Casey Affleck was great in Manchester by the Sea, a moving performance, but Garfield was my pick. And there definitely are some good supporting performances too. Sam Worthington is really good, Teresa Palmer does a good job as a nurse that Desmond Doss falls in love with. And even Vince Vaughn as a drill sergeant, he does have some funny one-liners in this film, but also does a good job in the dramatic scenes. And I actually can't forget that Vince Vaughn is actually a good dramatic actor. But to me, the standout of the supporting cast, Hugo Weaving, in my opinion, the best performance I've ever seen from him. I've always loved Hugo Weaving in blockbuster movies like Agent Smith in The Matrix, Elrond in Lord of the Rings, V for Vendetta. But here, as Desmond Doss' father, who was in a war, he lost some friends in the war, and is dealing with some alcohol problems. And his acting in this movie was terrific. And there is one particular scene that takes place at a dinner table. Watching that scene, I thought, how was Hugo Weaving not nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor? With the war sequences, that made me love this movie even more, but I was loving this movie before that. This was an engaging story about heroism and persistence. I cared so much for Desmond Doss in this movie, and I feel ashamed that I never learned about this true story of a man who had these controversial religious beliefs when joining the army, and yet found a way to do great things in combat. In the beginning of this movie, you clearly understand where he's coming from, of why he doesn't want to kill and why he wants to hold on to beliefs, of why he wants to join the army. And throughout this film, you're not really thinking, just ditch these beliefs, just touch a gun already. You're more thinking, just stick with your beliefs, I know you can do great things. And seeing him become a hero in the climax was truly satisfying. As for issues, I don't have one issue with this movie, not with the pacing or anything else I can think of, just loved everything about this movie. Overall, Hacksaw Ridge is a powerful and riveting war film and an amazing comeback for Mel Gibson as a director. Phenomenal war sequences, engaging story about heroism, and a fantastic lead performance from Andrew Garfield. And overall, I am going to give Hacksaw Ridge, but bam! 5 out of 5 stars. This was my favorite film of 2016. Happy this was one of the Best Picture nominees in 2017. Even if La La Land and Moonlight had stronger chances than Hacksaw Ridge, this is still an excellent movie. So what do you guys think of Hacksaw Ridge? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.